Who says you have to wait till July to read the new Amazing Spider-Man by Nick Spencer and Ryan Ottley? Because on Free Comic Book Day, it started right now. Stay tuned for the review, fans. Hey comic book fans, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. And fans, you're back with me, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to do that all-important comic book review so you, the fans, can make a decision on what comic books to buy. And today, guys, we're talking about Free Comic Book Day's Amazing Spider-Man, done by Nick Spencer and Ryan Ottley. This is a book that gives you a taste of what to expect with Amazing Spider-Man in the near future that is released in July. And let me just say, after getting done with reading this book, I was very happy. So let's talk about the artwork here by Ryan Ottley. Now, if you're an Invincible fan, this is going to be artwork that you're very familiar with. Ryan Ottley's artwork has very distinctive facial expressions, mouth expressions, the teeth. Characters kind of look a little bit like Invincible or Adam Eve or whatnot if you're female, but nevertheless, the characters look good. Spider-Man looks good. I like the way all the details are. I love the facial expressions. The coloring in this book was very well done. The villains like Boomerang and Electro and the Rhino were really nice. And I can't wait to see how Ryan Ottley maybe even improves his artwork on Spider-Man as time goes along once he gets a better feel for it. But nevertheless, I love the artwork and it's really good. So let's talk about the story here and how Nick Spencer writes this Spider-Man, okay? A lot of people are saying that, it could be political and just because of what he did to Hydra Cap. I understand your concerns. The difference is it's Captain America and this is Spider-Man. Two different characters. And if you read the Superior Foes of Spider-Man or whatnot, or Fearless Foes, whatever it was called that he wrote, it was a great book. So in this issue, it starts off as the traditional, you got bit by a radioactive spider, but he did change it around a little bit. And I was kind of like, that's really inventive for an origin story that we all know 100 times, but that's how it starts off. And so right away, Nick Spencer doesn't waste any time with humor in this book, something that Spider-Man has been lacking in many ways. It's been very dark in certain aspects, and here we get to see Peter Parker and Robbie's son actually looking for an apartment building, and they're like, is that the view of the trash chute or a double trash can? And the guy tries to make it like it's this cool thing, and they're like, man. So Robbie's son and Peter are like, dude, we're getting some bad luck trying to find this place. I don't know what we're going to do because all these places are a bunch of shit. So what happens now is all of a sudden they run into Boomerang, Rhino, Electro, and the big wheel guy and whatnot. And so Peter does his traditional thing and he sits there and he says, I gotta go. And Robbie's son's like, but you're in the science division. He's like, listen, when you have a person that shoots electric out of their hands, that's science. So he's like, all right, well, we'll meet up and we'll look at more apartments later. So the next thing you wind up seeing is Spidey go and he fights the Boomerang and everybody else. And there's some great comical moments in this book that made me laugh. And seeing these characters that you truly enjoy over the years with Spider-Man was awesome. And seeing Spider-Man in action, the way he was drawn and whatnot, was very cool as well. So after a while, we wind up seeing Spidey do this battle. He stops the Boomerang, Electro, Rhino, and the big wheel dude, and he runs into the Kingpin. Kingpin sits there and gives credit to Spider-Man for helping capture these villains. And so what happens is Boomerang sits there and goes, oh, I got something for you, Kingpin. And so the Kingpin opens this up and he's very happy. what it was, we're not really sure yet. And I don't know if this is going to play into a story later on. But Boomerang double crosses everybody, and he basically just takes off. And he leaves all his other friends behind or whatnot. And so what happens is Spider-Man leaves. Peter just leaves. And he goes, see you later, Kingpin. That's up to you now. And so the next thing you wind up seeing is you see Peter meet back up with Robbie's son. And he's like, man, this place ain't no dump. He's like, this place is great. He's like, how can we afford this? And he's like, well, we're adding another roommate. And the next thing you wind up seeing is that it's Boomerang. And you're just like, oh, dang, that's crazy. And he just did a battle against him. And that's kind of how the issue ends. So what did I think about this actual preview to what's to come for Amazing Spider-Man? I thought this book was great. And what it did was, even though it was like this preview of what's to come for the character, it made me laugh. It showed me that there was, it's Nick Spencer wants to kind of redeem himself by writing this character. I think people are very concerned with his writing for Amazing Spider-Man, and right away it goes to the humor that maybe you would expect from the character. I could see maybe some readers saying, man, this might be overdone with the comedic aspect of it, but for me, I quite enjoyed it. And right away in the 5th panel in this book, I was laughing, at the Garbage Terrace panel. And then we have a discussion about wheat cakes. And Robbie's son is like, there's no such thing as wheat cakes. There's pancakes, And he's just like, yeah, but wheat cakes are made from love. Things like that put a smile on your face while you're reading it. And I really enjoyed this book. So I'm definitely on board for Spider-Man, obviously, when it comes out in July. I got to give this book probably, if I have to rate it, I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. It really got me excited for this, what's to come. So, guys, there's your little preview of the Amazing Spider-Man that's due out in July. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review, and if you haven't had a chance to get your copy of this, hopefully I was able to help you out, at least get a gist of what's going on. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching Comic Book Corner 2.0. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification button so you don't miss a single video from me. And as always, guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you in that next comic book review. Take care, everyone. Bye.